for the Irish over Tennessee. That's how powerful that guy is. He is the face of college baseball right now, whether you like it or not. They're not even in it right now. Bill, they did not even make it to the College World Series. True. We all know this. But he took people who would never pull for Notre Dame for anything. It could be a rowing team situation. They would not pull for Notre Dame. It could be a Bible recall tournament, and they would not pull for Notre Dame. Doesn't matter what it is. He took America and made them pull for Notre Dame over his polarizing Vols. That's pretty strong when you're able to do that. Who was it, Clay, the other day said, Bill, you got a man crush on Tony Vols. Well, let me put it this way. Tony Vols is really good radio. If I have a crush, it's always going to be on, you tell me where the good radio is, I'm going to go to it. If you want to call that a crush of some sort, that's fine. Call it whatever you want. It's very, very good radio. We are about a month or less out on what lots of you are jonesing for, and that is college football and the media days. Whatever league it might be. Whatever league your team is in, we are approaching media days. Once you get on into July, you're just a couple of weeks out on many of those events. And frankly, don't get your hopes up. Usually there's not a whole lot come out of those media days. Now, last year, oh, well, it did. The Oklahoma-Texas news came out. Not of the Big 12 media days. Isn't that interesting? That story was so zipped up and airtight. No leaks at all, which is almost impossible today, right? That's basically impossible to not have a leak. Never came out during the Big 12 media days in Dallas. Came out at the SEC media days, and the A&M guy covering for the Houston Chronicle had the story. So something gargantuan came out of media days a year ago. Usually, media days is just about a media frenzy. One year, it was about Feinbaum and Nick Saban getting into it. That was the topic. That irrelevant. But you do get to see the coaches up at the podium, and you get to see a couple of player representatives from each school and all that. I know that's exciting. Not much is said there that's going to change anything, but it's talking season. You got to honor talking season, I guess. Balls of Steel, Hour 3. Hope you had a fantastic weekend. Omni Nashville Hotel.
Good morning. Looks like they're still working a wreck over here on Briley Parkway, right at Ellington Parkway. It's not causing a backup, but there's still some flashing lights over here. That's Ellington, right at Briley on that wreck. It may have some injuries. The fire department's checking everybody out. Watching traffic flow build pretty good now through Mount Juliet. All that traffic coming through Wilson County right now, passing 109 on I-40, headed towards Nashville. Hey, Gatlinburg Wine Cellar, home of the world-famous cotton candy wine. Check them out at GatlinburgWineCellar.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
You're the one who protects the flock, and that requires an eye for detail. Because when safety and well-being are on the line, it's the details that can save lives. Even when no one else is watching, you see everything. Grainger gets you, and we're here for you, and all the ones who get it done with a wide range of safety products and solutions, plus board-certified safety consultants here to answer your questions. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You can unlock more cash than you realize from your home's equity with a cash-out refinance today. In the last year, average home values have gone up nearly 20%. And with Rocket Mortgage, you can unlock thousands in less than 3 weeks. But you've got to act right now before rates go up. So when you're looking to unlock the cash in your home, Rocket can. Call 8338-ROCKET today or go to rocketmortgage.com to get started.
Rates current as of 12/12/21. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender license in all 50 states. NMLSconsumeraccess.org. Number 3030. Call 800-490-1233 for disclosures and cost information.
If you want to spend quality time outdoors with your family, coworkers, employees, or friends, nothing beats a guided fishing trip. Since 2004, Brian Carper's Guide Service has offered trips on Percy Priest, Old Hickory, and Center Hill Lakes and is the top-rated guide service in Middle Tennessee. Brian Carper's Guide Service offers bass boat and pontoon trips for all sizes with 4, 6, and 8-hour trips available for bass, crappie, and hybrids. All equipment plus water and snacks are provided, and they'll even clean your catch for free. Check out Brian Carper's Facebook page or call 615-801-2408. That's 615-801-2408. And online at briancarper.com.
The world champs are back. The Braves are out to defend their world championship. And behind Matt Olson, Ronald Acuna, Dansby Swanson, Max Fried, and this loaded 2022 roster, a repeat is within reach.
There goes Ozzy, 2-2 on the way, hit well. Deep center field. Might have ourselves a tie ball game. You betcha.
And we'll bring you every huge moment of the Braves 2022 season right here.
The Braves, live here on Nashville Sports Radio. His body clock is set to college football and nothing else. It's Bill King.
You're listening to The Bill King Show, the only college football radio show proven to make you smarter.
Early game today is that Stanford-Auburn game. That's an elimination game. Arkansas put up 17 on the tree, on the Cardinal, the other day. Auburn and Stanford, Arkansas, Ole Miss today. That's some outstanding baseball. Looking forward to that. Topwater Assassin over in South Carolina. Bill, Clemson recruiting has been on fire the last few days. Clemson is up to what? Number 3? In the class of 23 recruiting ratings. They got D. Creighton out of Alpharetta, Georgia. Clemson geographically has to recruit Georgia and happily does, like they're in the state. Georgia gets theirs. Georgia's going to get theirs. But there's so many players. There's a bunch. I mean, tons left over. After Georgia picks everything they need, they don't get it all, but they get, that's State U. And they just won the Natty. But they get a good chunk of what they want, but there's so much there that everybody, I mean, Alabama, Clemson, Tennessee, I could name everybody. Everybody goes in there for players. Everybody goes in there. It's that populous. It's that deep with players. D. Creighton out of Alpharetta, linebacker, 6'2", 220, 4-star, committed last couple of days. And right before that, they got a couple of players. They got Jamal Anderson out of Georgia, and he's a linebacker too. And Vic Burley, a defensive lineman out of Warner Robins, GA. who's listed at 6'5", about 280. Clemson. Now, let's not act like, I don't know Topwater Assassin isn't, but let's not act like that's something new. Clemson recruits on a very high level. They may not get ranked every year like Alabama and Georgia do, or maybe Ohio State, teams like that. They may not get ranked like that, but they're always ranked pretty high. And they do evaluate well. And they do develop well. Class of 23 right now. Now, this is a bit odd. Notre Dame won with Marcus Freeman, but here's what's odd. Texas Tech's number 2. They got 20 commits. That is odd right there. Texas Tech is not a recruiting ranking school. Doesn't mean you can't be. Just to date, you don't think of recruiting rankings, and then you think, okay, Lubbock, Texas, and Texas Tech. You just don't. Clemson, number 3. Penn State. Cincinnati is 5. Northwestern is 6. Arkansas, Minnesota. That is right there. Now, again, it's July. I mean, it's June. It's getting close to July, but it's June. And we all know this can move around a bunch. But right now in the recruiting rankings, Texas Tech, Cincinnati, Northwestern, and Arkansas, Minnesota in the top 10. Michigan State's 11th. Most of those schools you don't think of as recruiting ranking schools. You think of gets players, develops them, has their peaks from time to time. Cincinnati was in the playoffs. Now, here's the question. Is that just good old-fashioned hard work, or is that name, image, likeness, which is totally on the up and up? Is that what that's about? Now, I would say in all these cases they're working hard, sure. But is these rankings, these lofty rankings with these teams that are historically not known for this, is this by virtue of name, image, likeness? If so, good for them. Yeah, I mean, not a critique. However you're doing it, as long as it's, well, I was going to say as long as it's within the rules, that really doesn't even matter anymore either. Because we do not have a police force that is adjudicating anything out there. Noel Kev, listening to you this morning from Toronto. Yeah, he's been posting pictures. He was at Michigan. Now, Noel Kev is a Florida State, Northern Illinois fan. He's up in the Chicago area, technically the DeKalb, Illinois area. And I guess he's been heading up north, but he was at Michigan. And a picture from over by the stadium, the big house. And now he's penetrating further into Canada, into Toronto this morning, checking us out on the show. Appreciate that very much. Tom in Myrtle Beach. Bill, it's early, way too early to look at recruiting rankings. When Texas Tech and Northwestern are ahead of Georgia, Ohio State, and Bama, you know something's up. Let's see where they are in December. Yeah, true, but it is interesting. I don't think those teams ever sit in the top 10 regardless of what month it might be. I don't remember. I've been covering this stuff since the 70s. I've been obsessing over this since the 70s, and I don't remember any of these schools being ranked in the top 10 at any point. Now maybe they were somewhere, but I don't recall. He's right now. I mean, this isn't the finish line. He's right about that part. Pac-12 Dave, Bill, I thought you took the day off for Juneteenth. I stand corrected. We don't take many days off at all on holidays. Obviously, we're going to take Christmas. And we don't take Labor Day because that's college football season. Can't take Labor Day. This year, We did take Memorial Day. And frankly, I want to do that every year. I love Memorial Day. It might be my favorite. Love Memorial Day. But other than that, we don't take a bunch. I think we get New Year's. I do think we take New Year's. We used to not, but I think we take it now. But not many. Yeah, not many. We don't get many of them off. By choice, by the way, by choice. We don't get many of them off. I want to be here. My preference is to always be here, unless it's a couple of those days, just a few of those days. What else is going on out there? It's heavy in recruiting, as the Top Water Assassin was just pointing to. Yeah, lots happening out there in recruiting. Tennessee is ranked number 12, in case you're wondering. No, that's not Tony Vols. This is football. Southern Cal is 13. Is there any news on Tommy Tanks? We're mixing baseball and football together here. Tommy Tanks went to NC State from the St. Petersburg, Florida area, broke the freshman home run record in history with 27. Hit the portal right after the season. And there's a lot of talk that he may end up back at one of the Florida schools. We don't know what's going to happen yet at Florida State because Link Jarrett is still playing. Now, he's got a loss. He can't have another loss here, but at least until you get to the championship. But I haven't heard any news there on Tommy Tanks. I don't know if he's taken any visits. Now, that big guy that everybody wants out of Air Force is going to take 5 visits. And his name is Paul Skeens. He's 6'6", 230. He's a catcher, pitcher, home run hitter. He's got it all. And he pitched a lot for Air Force, but he's probably on the next level. Either a catcher, I don't know, at that height, that's kind of tough, or maybe an outfielder, maybe a first baseman. But apparently this guy is a big-time prospect. Everybody wants him. And he hit the portal from Air Force, visited Tennessee, and is taking others. I know Texas, I think, is one of them for him. And I have not seen his list. I know I read somewhere last week where he's going to take 5 visits. But I don't know the entire list. Maybe, I think he's a California kid. So, maybe UCLA, Southern Cal, Cal State, Fullerton. I don't know. Yeah, I haven't seen the list. Southern Cal's 13. Back to the football. TCU is 14. Louisville is 15. Baylor, Iowa, Boston College, West by God, and Iowa State. There's your 20. I won't go any further with List Radio. But there you have it. Perry Mason down on the Orange Groves of America. He wakes up every morning in the Orange Groves of America. If you take a sip this morning of orange juice, probably came out right off his property. Bill, I hear it's Free Shoes University, but they don't have a coach yet. Well, they don't have a coach because the coach is busy. This coach is trying to win a natty. I don't think they're going to win a natty, but he's trying to win a natty. And he's had a hell of a year, and he knocked off Tony Vols. He did what America wanted him to do, and that's knock off Tony Vols. America outside of the Tennessee fan base. Let me put it that way. Notre Dame had more people pulling for them than maybe has ever happened in the history of mankind. And all that karma helped. It worked. It was not failed. Yeah, Link Jarrett's had a hell of a year. He's a Florida State guy. And now, again, I don't know what he's thinking. I would think he wants to go back home, but I don't know that. I do not know that as fact. Maybe he likes where he's at, sitting up there at Notre Dame. And maybe he likes what he's built there and he'll stay. I don't think that's the case, but Let me ask you this. If he wasn't interested in Florida State, don't you think Florida State would have moved on? By now? Just saying. Perry Mason, Bill, check out the size of Coach Billy Napier's O-line recruiting so far. 6'5", 330. Now, these are guys that signed. 6'8", 360. 6'8", 370. 6'5", 325. 6'4", 320. And then he's got, those are signees. Then he's got commits. 6'5", 330, 6'6", 330, 6'3", 335. Remember the Great Wall of Florida? 84-ish were those guys. And those guys were 6'4", 320, which was back then massive. Back then, that was probably the average, let's say, high-level P5 team in that time of college football history. Early, mid-'80s, probably average 280, which was pretty good size. 280 today doesn't allow you to carry the water on the sidelines for everybody else. 280 today might as well be 150 in weight. Well, there's a couple of exceptions, but not many. So when you see the 6'5", 330s today, you're not shocked. It's just everywhere. I was talking to a guy the other day who walked on at Tennessee. And he only did it for a year, and then he just decided to be a student only. And he is 6'6", 300. And he said, I was tiny compared to a lot of guys. Said, there were guys, he goes, another walk. This is walk-ons now, not the scholarship guys. He said there was another walk-on there who was 2 inches taller and 50 pounds heavier than me. And this guy is 6'6", 300. And again, I'm talking about walk-ons, not the scholarship guys. Now, I'm not saying they're all 6'6", 340. They're not, but that's not an uncommon thing anymore. That's fairly common. You know the other crappy part about holidays? No market. Yeah, no market today. That's sad. I don't like those. Those short weeks, those 4-day weeks, I cannot stand. Do you think someday they'll just allow trading around the clock? Almost like they're doing crypto today. Think they'll allow it just no parameters, no 8:30 to 3. Or if you're on Eastern time, that'd be 9:30 to 4. Just trade whenever you feel like it. Wow. Dudes would not sleep. That'd be a problem. All right, we'll get the break. Balls of Steel Hour 3 Monday. Omni, Nashville Hotel.
Good morning. They were putting out a car fire earlier over there on I-40 near Donaldson Pike. It's in its clearing stages. They're dodging a huge piece of debris, 65 southbound near Dickerson Pike. Give yourself a little bit of extra time this morning. Still lots of radar out here, certain parts of Rutherford County and also in Dixon County coming down I-40. Hey, Gatlinburg Wine Cellar, home of the world-famous cotton candy wine. Log on today, GatlinburgWineCellar.com. I'm Commander Chubb. You're on-time traffic.
Hey Nashville, Ray here from Run With It. Let me tell you about our sponsor, Boom Boss Craft Pizza and Tap House. And with 4 locations in Bellevue, Murfreesboro, Spring Hill, and East Nashville, they're your home for the best gourmet pizza and craft beers in Music City. Join me on Monday nights at the East Nashville location for poker night. And if you think you know everything, try Wednesday night trivia at both locations. Gourmet pizzas, craft beers, online at boombozz.com. Boom Boss Craft Pizza and Tap House.
Hey there, I'm Lance Bass, and this is CHIP. For more than 100 years, American Humane has been on the front lines protecting animals in times of crisis. From Pearl Harbor to 9/11, the California wildfires, and the coronavirus pandemic, American Humane Rescue has provided life-saving assistance for animals in virtually every major national disaster. If you're anything like me, your pets mean the world to you. And if disaster strikes, you want to keep them safe. To prepare for an oncoming disaster, ensure your pet has secure and up-to-date identification. And if you must evacuate, remember to take your disaster preparedness kit with you. To learn more about disaster planning and how to keep your best friends safe, please visit AmericanHumane.org.
From the big game to the big dance, Bar Lines at the Omni Nashville Hotel downtown is your game day and watch party headquarters. Don't worry about entertaining guests and trying to feed everyone. Sit back, relax, cheer on your team, and let the Bar Line staff take care of you. Grab a Bar Line signature cocktail and enjoy some wicked deviled eggs. Or a Bar Line's double stack and finish it off with some Jack and Coke chocolate cake. Bust your belly and your bracket at Bar Lines. Located in the Omni Nashville Hotel, 5th Avenue, downtown.
Get all your NASCAR news every weekday right here on The Final Lap. Hey, it's Kerry Murphy, and on Father's Day weekend, Todd Gilliland won for his father's race team, David Gilliland Racing. How fitting was that? Up next, the Cup Series is in action from Nashville. So grab all the latest NASCAR news, race recaps, driver reviews, stats, and info every single weekday right here. And be sure to check out our 1-hour NASCAR talk show wherever you get your podcasts. Every single weekday right here.
If it happens anywhere in college sports, the Bill King Show will be there to bring you the facts.
Baseball today at 1, and then again at 6. As we whittle things down out in Omaha, we took the show out there 1 year and probably stayed about 5 days. We didn't stay the entire time, but about 5 days. I don't remember exactly, but it felt like about 5 days. Had fun, man. I'm glad we did it. Yeah, I'm glad I can say hi. I've been there. Now I don't see myself going again. But I enjoyed it. It was cool. It was different. It was something that I wasn't used to. I'd never been. And to say that I have been out there. Now, this is the old Rosenblatt. Now it was TD Ameritrade when they moved to the new one. And now it's Charles Schwab Stadium. But you know what was cool? When it was just down the road a little bit, just right outside of downtown at Rosenblatt. A lot of the houses, there's neighborhoods around it. And so many of the houses in the neighborhoods had big memorabilia type tents up where you could go in and buy jerseys, ball caps, flags, whatever you wanted. You would just walk yard to yard and an official tent. And I don't know if that's these companies renting out these yards just for space, going to the neighborhood and say, we'll pay you X if you let us set up right here. I'm not sure. It's probably what it was. But that's the one thing I did not realize. And you could go in there, and back then Oregon State was winning back-to-back natties. And but you could get an Oregon State, a UCLA, a Tennessee, an Alabama, Ohio State, whatever it was. Just going yard to yard. And I remember walking through there just amazed. And I guess that neighborhood back then did that every year. Now, I guess not now because it's not in that same area. It's in downtown Omaha. Gary Joe Collins up in Tim Couch country. Bill, happy Father's Day to you. Refreshing to hear you praise your own on the show when a lot of males complain about their families. He says, I've never understood that one. Plus, the only one to run the best college football show in the known and the unknown universe. God bless you, my man, and stay awesome. You too, Gary Joe Collins. Appreciate that email very much. Yeah, appreciate that. I don't know. Is that a thing? I don't know that I've noticed that part, though, that males tend to complain about their family. Is that a... I didn't know that was a thing. That part I did not know, but I appreciate it. Yeah, we had a good time. We had steak, and Brandon, my 18-year-old, he's the one that cooks the steak. He's really good. And we had, boy, what all did we have? We had pasta salad, some refreshing summer pasta salad with bell peppers and onions and banana peppers, and it was, so good. Also, lemon pie with graham cracker crust. I know, I'm making you hungry. I know. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. That is so good. That's a summer thing now, y'all. Yeah, it's a summer thing. Tom in Myrtle Beach on Friday had a little surgery. He's doing good. Yeah, he's doing good. He's doing quite well. I heard from him. He's already tweeted the show this morning. I think he had to lay off the Pappies a little bit this weekend after that, though. That Pappy's supply in Tom's bar in Myrtle Beach got spared some, I'm predicting, this past weekend. They had to chill out a little bit. Yeah, I don't blame him. But, yeah, Tom's doing well. He's doing just fine. He's waiting on his Buckeyes to begin the playing portion of the season. He's waiting on his Buckeyes against the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. That bowl game, which I am too. I'm excited about that game. I'm not real confident that Notre Dame hangs in there in that game, but we'll see. It's at the shoe. Yeah, Marcus Freeman's first game regular season is at his alma mater. Kind of ironic there, right? Yes, he's already coached the game. He coached the bowl game. Steven down in Baton Rouge. Bill, we capped Father's Day off last night with some lemon icebox pie. Oh, my, Bill, and some picture of it. And, yeah, that stuff's so good, man. Now, I can't see all the way down to the crust. Let me see. Let me click on the picture and see if I can get all the way. Is that graham cracker crust there? I'm sure it's good no matter what. But I love that graham cracker taste. Absolutely love it. Right there in the, and I'm not a big dessert guy. I don't, when I'm out or something, I very rarely ever order dessert. I just don't. Just not in the mood. That right there, I'll deal with that. I like, there are two desserts I like. Lemon pie and chocolate cheesecake. That's it. That's it. Love them. Absolutely love them. Eat those anytime. Get another break here. Monday edition. Omni Nashville Hotel.
Good morning. Traffic's building pretty good coming out of Wilson County through Mount Juliet right now on I-40 going westbound. It's also on the increase on 109 trying to get up to the interstate. Some radar still out here I-40 through parts of Dixon County this morning. Be careful. Hey, Ripley's has a great summer camp experience for kids coming up. Check it out at Ripley's Aquarium of the Smokies.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update for WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio. Heads up, sports bettors. Right now you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now.
The Braves' 14-game winning streak came to an end Friday. They took 1 out of 3 in the series against the Cubs, winning 6-0 Sunday. Atlanta minus 132 on the money line tonight against the Giants at plus 122. The over-under at 8. Max Fried getting the start for the Braves. The latest World Series odds have the Dodgers still the favorite to win it all at plus 420, with the Yankees behind them at plus 450, the Astros plus 700, followed by the Mets at plus 750, and the defending champion Braves now at plus 1200. The Avalanche taking games 1 and 2 of the Stanley Cup Finals. The series moving to Tampa Bay for Game 3 tonight against the Lightning. Both teams minus 110 on the money line. The over-under at 6. For vsin.com, I'm Trey Westerberg, Nashville Sports Radio.
One of the things I love about betting my favorite sports is that I'm always finding new player props, game props that I like. And what's cool about FanDuel Sportsbook, you can combine prop bets from multiple games, now even multiple sports. It's called Same Game Parlay Plus, and you can only find them at FanDuel. Combine player props you love with your favorite baseball home run hitters for a chance to score an even bigger payout. Let's say maybe you don't want to build your own. No problem. Check out their popular same-game parlays where you can join the other bets users are jumping in on. If you're new to FanDuel, just sign up, use the promo code BKING. Get your first bet risk-free up to $1,000. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Just use that promo code BKING.
21 and present in Tennessee. First online real money wager only. Refund issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call TN Redline 1-800-889-9789.
Five-state forecast. Your exclusive Nashville Sports Radio WNSR Sky Scan forecast. For this morning, sunny, high near 94. Mostly clear tonight, low around 67. Sunny and hot tomorrow, high near 98. Clear tomorrow night, low around 73. Utilizing the resources of the WeatherBug Network on Nashville Sports Radio, I'm WNSR's Chris Stone.
Sports Radio WNSR.
The arena of ideas is now open for your telephonic interactions. 615-844-5600. The Bill King Show.
A Monday treat. Stanford, Auburn at 1 Central out in Omaha. And then at 6, you've got Arkansas, Ole Miss. That is a Monday gift from the baseball gods. That's got to be on one of the TVs. Stanford and War Damn Eagle. The Cardinal and War Damn Eagle versus Arkansas and Ole Miss. You could make a claim that Arkansas, Ole Miss, both those teams might be playing the best ball right now. Now, again, what about Boomer Sooner? They're playing good ball, too. We'll see. Will it come from one of those three? Maybe. On Tuesday, you've got A&M Notre Dame. And that one's going to be fun. That's a 1 o'clock game. Loser of that one goes back home. One to College Station, the other one to Touchdown Jesus. The loser of that game heads back home. Georgia Dog down on the lovely Emerald Coast. Bill went to the Brazilian Steakhouse, then to see Top Gun. It was sold out. Wife wanted to use the gift card I gave her for Mother's Day to Victoria's Secret. This is how you maintain 5-star status as a husband. Well, I don't recall any conversation that we had about going to see a movie now. That did not happen. Not here. Yeah. Your boy don't go to movies. And I saw the first one, and it was good. No, it was good. But that's not on the agenda. Your boy retired. I went to a movie in the late 80s, I think. Yes, somewhere in there. And that was the last time I've been. And it wasn't bad. It was the Scrooged movie, the Bill Murray, the network TV Bill Murray movie. I don't even know why I went, but I went. And that was it. I've been on a streak that Roger Maris would be proud of right now when it comes to movies. Now, if that ends up on the internet somewhere, or I can get it on cable or something, or I guess DirecTV, someday I'll watch it. But yeah, your boy don't drive up and go to a movie. That there are a trillion other things I'm going to do before I do that. And then I'm not going to do that. Now, the Victoria's Secret card is a good angle on that one. It's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good idea. Jim in Jupiter, it's time for Link to come home to Tally and get our baseball program back. Clemson made a very good hire with Coach Bakich, who'd been at Michigan and did a very good job at Michigan. Now, Link Jarrett is trying to finish things up in Omaha, and I know what he hopes. He hopes he's the last team standing, and then he can deal with the Florida State courtship. That would be a good hire, though. And, again, I claim no insight on that one. I don't know. I know all his connections back there. He went there. He played there. He's got family there. I know all that stuff. I just don't know what he's thinking. Some coaches don't think like we do. We think in black and white, right? Yeah, well, that's his school, Bill. He's got to go home. Well, maybe so. But not everybody thinks that way. You would think he'd want to go back there and fix that thing and get them back to College World Series. Get them back to Omaha. Their rightful place in Omaha, Nebraska. You would think that he would want to do that, but don't know. You Irish fans may, if you have any insight there, feel free to hit us up. But I don't know anything more about it than that. Bowls of Steel, we got a lot of good ideas about that coming up in hour 3. A little over an hour from now. Bowls of Steel nominations. And if you have any, just hold them. Don't use them yet. If you have any no balls, that'd be fine too. Yeah, there were lots of people in the stands using the horns down. You don't think the SEC will get all wimpy, will you? And when Texas gets to the SEC, have a really wimpy, wussified edict like the Big 12 did. If we see this, we may call a penalty. You're kidding, right? I hope the SEC does not join the wussification of America and decide how offensive a horns down sign is. Enough's enough of that crap. And, by the way, when you tell people publicly, I was talking to Evie about this, Ole Miss Evie. When you publicly put it out there and you make a big deal out of it, it makes people want to do it more. It does not have the so-called desired effect. And I'm not anti-Texas at all. I'm excited about Texas eventually joining the SEC. But I hope that Sankey, who I'm not a huge fan of, doesn't put out some wussified edict on that, too. There's nothing wrong with a horns down symbol. Nothing wrong with that at all. All right, we'll take the break. Hour 1, done. Yeah, no market today. I can't even have the financial channel on. That really sucks. Omni Nashville Hotel.
ABC News, I'm Faith Abube. The airlines were under increasing pressure to hire more workers as passengers from coast to coast find themselves stranded because of canceled or delayed flights. ABC's Elwin Lopez.
Delta pilots issued an open letter to passengers stating that they have flown a record amount of overtime, adding that if this keeps up by this fall, they will have flown more overtime this year than in all of 2018 and 2019 combined.
Since Friday, about 3,000 flights have been canceled because of staffing shortages and bad weather. The latest Russian atrocity happening in Ukraine, the blocking of grain exports from the country. Ukraine cannot ship out millions of tons of wheat because of the invasion. There were more mass shootings over the weekend. 9 people were shot in Harlem, New York. 1 person died. In Washington, D.C., a shooting left 1 person dead, a teenager, and 3 others hurt, including a police officer. A magnitude 6 earthquake shook Taiwan this morning. This is ABC News.
Thanks, everyone, for baking your way here on this toasty morning. Are you all ready to jam? Excellent. Before we get rolling, let's start by hashing out everything bagel will be discussing. Profit margins are okay, but they could maybe be butter. Sorry, I don't mean to waffle. Next quarter, it's all or muffin. Did you have a question, Sausage Patty?
My name's Patricia.
When you can't take your mind off breakfast, it matters where you stay. Delicious breakfast available at our Hilton family of brands. Hilton, for the stay.
Parents, it's time to cross off life insurance from your to-do list. With Fabric, protecting your family with great term life insurance is easy, fast, all online, and affordable. Fabric's policies start at less than $1 a day. You could be approved on the spot with no health exam and no risk. Cancel anytime. Stop putting it off. Apply today at meetfabric.com/future. That's MEET fabric.com/future. Fabric Insurance Agency policies issued by Ventus Life. Not available in New York and Montana. Prices subject to underwriting and health questions.
Welcome to the Tennessee Lottery Speedway, where the race to win big continues. Competition is fierce as players hit the gas toward reaching the $20,000 top prize of our all-new Raceway Riches instant game. And look at that! We have a winner! Could you be next?
Speed to the good times with the all-new Raceway Riches instant game from the Tennessee Lottery. And don't miss the Tennessee Lottery 250 at Nashville Super Speedway on Saturday, June 25th. Game-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
Hey, you can't bring new hot instant games from the Tennessee Lottery into work.
Why? They got smoking hot top prizes. Hey, look, I won!
Oh, what have you done?
Huh, guess they were hotter than I thought.
Heat up your wallet with all new hot instant games from the Tennessee Lottery, and you can win scorching hot top prizes up to $500,000. Only from the Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun.
Please play responsibly.
So when we brought him home, we didn't realize that Bear, the rescue dog, was actually sick. He had very flaky skin. He was dropping a lot of fur, and Levette wanted to do steroid injections, special dog food. Nothing seemed to work, so I was at a dead end.
DINOVITE.com.
I've been hearing Dinovite on the radio for years. It never actually crossed my mind to try it until it finally sunk in. Oh, you're talking about hair and skin. And, all right, I'll try it. Well, it took probably 6 weeks, but after we started using Dinovite, no more flaky skin. He doesn't scratch and itch, and he started to put weight on.
Dinovite is nutrition.
I wish that we would have started the Dinovite right away. It would have been so much easier.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
Every rescue dog in America deserves Dinovite for 90 days.
DINOVITE.com.
the Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studio, it's the Bill King Show.
He was like a god walking amongst mere mortals.
Go get it, dog.
I'm a man! He had a voice that could make a wolverine purr.
I is sitting on a firecracker.
And suits so fine, they made Sinatra look like a hobo.
It's a fantastic day for the United States of America.
It's the Bill King Show.
Red 7! I don't know what Red 7 means.
Brought to you by Omni Nashville Hotel, 5th Avenue, downtown.
Hot rock! That's what we call a sack lunch!
I do have a very particular set of skills. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you.
Hope you had a fantastic Father's Day weekend. I know you did. It's a fun weekend. Cooking out. Is there anything to connect families better than food? You may say, okay, Bill, well, church, okay. I got you. I agree with you there. But anything better than food? Whether it's the preparation, whether it's actually sitting down to eat it, whether it's the dessert, whatever it might be. That's what I love. Is on holidays, it doesn't matter which one it is. It could be one in the summer, one in the winter. And I see all of your ideas on food. And then you post the pictures of it and everything. That is fantastic. It's so much. You can learn so much from the people out there. I'll cook something one way, and then somebody will send me on Twitter a different version of the same meal. I'll think, okay, now that's pretty interesting. I need to try that. Happens all the time. Yeah, happens all the time. Steven down in Baton Rouge. Bill, what happened there? Did I miss Coach Probst at the top? Coach Probst is always top of hour 2, but Patton is out of town. So the music feature or the audio drop feature won't be with us today. He's been gone a couple of days now, and he'll be back by next Monday, I would assume. So we'll have those features back. No worries. So Coach Probst has not been unhired, at least by us. Coach Probst is still part of the show, and that's usually the top of hour number 2. That audio drop. Billy Jack on Mondays is the top of hour number 1 from the. Now, see, I was in the movie theater for that one back in the 70s. I saw Billy Jack in the theater. Yes. Haven't seen Top Gun in the theater. Won't see Top Gun in the theater. And everybody says it's fantastic. Jim and Jupiter says, I don't go much, but that one was fantastic. Bill, it was G-word. Oh, I believe you. Still not going. It's not happening. I am not taking 3 hours of my time to go into a movie theater. That ain't happening, y'all. I'd be better off sitting here in the yard. Let's say I'm in the yard and I get a pair of fingernail clippers out, and I start cutting grass with that. I'd rather do that than be in a movie theater. Just not happening, y'all. Not happening. Now, they are showing futures here, but there's no market today, right? Juneteenth is a market holiday, unless I've got that wrong. Yeah, I pulled up during the break, I pulled up one of the financial channels just to see what they were doing. They'll have shows no matter what, but I don't think a whole lot's happening today in the market, and the market is incredibly negative. That doesn't mean you have to lose in that environment, but it's incredibly negative because the sentiment out there is incredibly negative. Just be on the right side of it. Play it down. Yeah. Play the downside, and you don't have to worry about things. See, people only think about going long. That's kind of like in betting. Joe Public picks the favorite, right? Joe Public just thinks, okay, I think this team's going to win. I'll bet the winner here with the spread, obviously. And it's way more complicated than that, right? But that's the way Joe Public in the stock market thinks about everything going long. They don't think about the short end of it. And if you did, it would be better. Perry Mason, Bill, are you playing with a cord there? It sounds like it. I keep hearing it. Well, what happens is I adjust this right here. Yeah, that right there. That is the microphone because I use a headset with a mic on the headset. The problem with me holding a mic, which I'll do if we're on a remote and that's the setup, but I move the mic around so much, the audio levels change. I'm not able to sit still. It's been a problem for centuries on this show, and it probably will never change. Noel fan in the 863. Bill, your mic usually pops and cracks every once in a while, but this morning it sounds like you're rolling around on the ground in a windstorm. Thought you might want to know. I don't know, maybe today I'm more excited. I don't know. Just saying. Hawkeye Jason, Bill, last Friday, the family went to Watertown, Tennessee, to a drive-in to see Top Gun Maverick. Don't need to go in a movie theater. Well, it's not just, I don't really care if it's a movie theater or not. I'm just not going somewhere to go see a movie. That's not happening. I mean, it could be outside. It could be on the side of somebody's mountain. I don't care. It's just not. Of the top 1 million things on my list of let's go do, that doesn't make the top million. And I hear it's a fantastic movie. I'm sure I would like it. Sure I would. But nonetheless. Perry Mason, Bill, that's it. Just noticed it, though. Adam sent me a note, a week or two ago. He's got some features he's going to have for my setup here. So that might help things a little bit too. Tom in Myrtle Beach. I was looking at BP's college football power ranking. The Ohio State Notre Dame game, the Florida Utah game, the Georgia Oregon game are going to be closer than people think. Power rating, he's got Alabama 1. And he's got Ohio State 2, Georgia 3, Michigan 4, Clemson 5, A&M 6, Notre Dame 7. Now, if you go by power ranking, then Alabama, Ohio State's got 95.8, and Notre Dame's got 85.1. That's about a 10-point difference there, right? Oklahoma is number 8. He's got Utah 9. He's got Wisconsin 10. Penn State's in there. Tommy Tank's former school, NC State's 12. Miami 13. Tennessee 14. Pitt is 15 on the list. Baby Kiff is 16. The Mullet is 17. List radio. List radio, y'all. 18 is Sparty. The team that won the Big 12, Baylor, is 19, and the Ducks are 20. Tom in Myrtle Beach says these games, Bill, will be closer than people think. He's talking about Ohio State, Notre Dame, Florida, Utah, and Georgia, and the Duckies. Here's my problem. Let's go Notre Dame. Notre Dame offensively might experience some growing pains under first-year Marcus Freeman. Defense is going to be fine. Defense is in solid shape. Now, again, they're going to play an offense that's just loaded with weaponry. That'll be a problem. But overall, the Notre Dame defense is in very good condition with players, with some experience, with youth that can help. They're well off there. But that offense, I worry about. You've got a young, very raw, needs to even stay healthy Tyler Buckner. After him, it's scary. You lost your stud running back. Now, they're okay at running back. They've got depth at running back, but you lost your feature running back. And your receiving core is mediocre. Your tight end's an All-American. Your receiving core is mediocre at best. Your offensive line ought to develop into a big-time strength. There's lots of talent on that O-line. But in game one now, at Ohio State, with a very raw quarterback, very gifted quarterback, but raw, and is injury-prone, I could see that offense not starting off well. That's why I think the Ohio State-Notre Dame game could turn into a pretty ugly one-sided game for Ohio State. Notre Dame's going to have to play a lot better on offense in that game for that to be the game that Tom in Myrtle Beach thinks it's going to be. Breaking news, Bill. Jeff 2 says, Bill, here's some news related to the show because of Notre Dame. Speculation mounts that the Pope is about to resign. This is from the Daily Mail on Twitter. Should I retweet? Yeah, I'm going to retweet this. The Pope, who I don't like this Pope at all. It says here, speculation mounts that the Pope is about to resign. Go ahead. No pity party from me. Go ahead and do it. Thanks, Jeff, for that. I wouldn't have seen that. No, I would not have seen that. That's news. He's right. And the Pope's team, Notre Dame, is still alive in the College World Series. They just lost a game last night to OU. Boomer Sooner is playing well. You know how we talk about happy places, campuses, athletic departments? Think about Arkansas. Let's double back. Arkansas, for the majority of the years on this show, and remember they had the mid-'90s national championship team and then another team that got to the national championship in basketball. But for the most part, Arkansas in football has been mainly mediocre since they got in the SEC. Few moments here or there. Bobby P had some moments before Blondie. Basketball hadn't been all that much since Nolan Richardson. Now it's good. Baseball has been very good and consistent under Dave Van Horn. Not many teams right now, not many athletic departments are football, basketball, baseball at the same time as good as Arkansas. If you were to take those three sports, who would you rank right now ahead of Arkansas in just happiness and consistency? We'll get a break. Omni Nashville Hotel.
Good morning. Still some radar out here, especially I-24 through Coffee County and the parts of Rutherford County may be left over from Bonnaroo. Traffic's building pretty good out here the last few minutes on 65 here at Trinity Lane, wrapping up an earlier wreck at Rural Hill Road at Rice Road. That's over in Antioch. Again, it is in its clearing stages. Hey, Ripley's has a great summer camp experience coming up for the kids. Check it out at Ripley's Aquarium of the Smokies.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Hey, it's Patton Cook from Run With It. Let me tell you about my friends over at Smiles by Design. Dr. Dwayne Jones and his team focus on providing you with personalized, gentle care that you deserve. Smiles by Design are one of the few practices that offer state-of-the-art, needle-free cavity fillings. I started going to Dr. Jones 2 years ago, and he has completely changed my smile. They are located at 105 Threet Industrial Boulevard, Unit 1001 in Smyrna. You can visit their website at drdwaynejones.com for more information, or you can call them at 615-355-1033. Again, their number is 615-355-1033. Or you can search for them on social media at Smiles by Design. So be sure the next time you're looking for dentistry services, give my friends over at Smiles by Design a try. And don't forget to tell them Patton sent you.
Do you find yourself looking for new and exciting things to do locally with your family during the hot summer months? Thanks to Strike and Spare, you don't have to look any further. Sign up today for Kids Bowl Free. Kids Bowl Free is a summer pass where your kids 15 and under receive 2 free games of bowling every day. You can also purchase a family pass that allows you to join in on the fun. Visit any of the 5 local Strike and Spare locations in Hendersonville, Donaldson, Hermitage, Tusculum, and Murfreesboro, or visit kidsbowlfree.com/Strike and Spare and sign up today. Strike and Spare, where fun is bowling.
You have a 90% chance of surviving a lightning strike. You have a 98% chance of surviving a shark attack. You have a 99% chance of surviving a snake bite. But you only have a 50% chance of surviving a crash if you aren't wearing a seatbelt. Your truck may be tough, but a seatbelt makes it tougher. Buckle up in your truck. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office.
This is the Greg Pogue and John Burton Show.
A true legend, Billy White Shoes Johnson, painted your shoes white on a dare and it just stuck?
Yeah, it did. It makes you feel a lot better than wearing them old black shoes. And it was just a matter of fun.
Tell them, Billy, look good, feel good, play good, right?
All the time.
Greg Pogue and News Channel 5's John Burton, WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
If it's the P5, the G5, or a neutral site game in Council Bluffs, the Bill King Show has it covered.
It's a tough comparison because there's a lot of D1 schools that you just know, maybe it's weather-wise, just don't care about baseball. So it's tough. You kind of cut off part of America when you ask football, basketball, baseball simultaneously, what's the happiest place? For example, Georgia, we know, because we have history, don't give a rip about basketball. They keep hiring the new guy, and the new guy fails. They're boring to watch, and they don't even get the main stars in their own state. They get some here or there, but in general, they just don't. And that state's loaded with basketball talent. It's loaded with talent for anything you want, the state of Georgia. So it's hard. Georgia, obviously, football, couldn't be happier, right? You cannot be happier than we've got the recent natty. Baseball team's all right. Probably should be more consistent. So Georgia's happy because football runs everything, and that's the way it ought to be. Football keeps a happy glow over all others, right? Somewhat. And we know they don't give a rip about basketball. Baseball should be better. Florida is not where they need to be in football. They've got a new guy, though, and he's recruiting well. Perry Mason was talking about it earlier. But they're not where they need to be. Basketball is definitely not where it needs to be. And baseball is not where it needs to be. Now, Sully has a track record that's really good. But the last year or two, kind of a buzzkill there. LSU football is definitely not where it needs to be. But they got the new guy. They got BK from Notre Dame. Basketball isn't where it needs to be, and baseball isn't where it needs to be. Arkansas, incredibly happy in football, incredibly happy in basketball, incredibly happy in baseball right now. I don't know if there's a happier place than Vietnam if you take all three. You have to take into account all three. I know Georgia's happy because of football. I know that. Ohio State doesn't give a rip about baseball, so it's hard to throw them in there. And the basketball program isn't where it needs to be either. Football competes for natties. Even though they didn't even win their league last year and lost to Michigan, first time since 2011, it's still a football program that is right there among the elite. That's not changed. And they've been very consistent for a long time. Maybe the one Luke Fickell year, 2011. You can point out here or there, but it's been a very consistent program. Now let's look at OU. OU football is in good shape, not great shape. And they've got the new guy, Coach Venables. Basketball program, baseball program. By the way, what did OU do in basketball this? I'm forgetting. What was that year like? Did I miss something there? Obviously, baseball program might win an natty. They're playing that well right now. Ole Miss football really happy. Baseball wasn't so happy about 6 weeks, 2 months ago. Happy now, incredibly happy. Might win a natty. Basketball with Kermit, moderate. I like Kermit too. Just saying. But Ole Miss, what are Mississippi State? Well, a natty, and then you didn't even get to the tournament in baseball. Basketball, not what it needs to be. Mike Leach in football, I'd say a decent, happy place right now at Mississippi State. What about Michigan? Football, really happy right now. Basketball, it's happy. It's certainly happy. Juwan Howard, they like him. He's done a good job. Baseball has been very good, too. Now, they just lost their coach. Has Michigan hired somebody in baseball, y'all? You amazing Bluers out there? Yeah, I don't know. I haven't kept up with it. But I'd say Michigan right now, even though they've got a transition in baseball, it's a pretty high-maintained happiness at that place as we sit here. It's hard to go through much of the Big Ten, though, because in some of the Big Ten, you just know baseball's not viable. Rod, a Buckeye in Texas. Bill, the environment that the AD Hunter Yurachek has created has been amazing. A great student-athlete culture. Rod would know his daughter is a scholarship swimmer at Arkansas. He would know that environment. He'd know what it's like behind the scenes. Perry Mason, Bill Sully, Kevin O'Sullivan. Sully has had a lot of off-the-field issues he caused, and the team has suffered. He also fired longtime assistant for 14 years. I think he had been there as well. It seems he did it to get some heat off him. Sully's acting kind of weird. Now, Sully's never been a big media, mic in the face. He's polite. Sully always has that angry growl on his face. He's also been a hell of a coach. But things have got, to me now, when I watch Florida baseball, last couple of years, things have gotten a little weird, right? Things are a little awkward. I don't know if it's body language or what it is. I really don't. I just know that when I watch him, something seems not right. There seems to be a negative cloud up over the top of that team. And they've played some good baseball here and there, and they've won a natty under Sully. Let's keep all that in mind. But it just seems a bit odd. Let's go Texas. Texas football, no. Not where it needs to be. We had Catch on with us last week, and he said, Bill, Texas isn't all that anxious to just speed it up and get in the SEC because the last thing they need is to go in with a coach who's in much peril, and a football team that's struggling. That is not the way they want to enter the league, and it's about football. It's about football. Now, they may be in the league. The summer of 25, they're for sure in the league, along with Oklahoma. So at this time, 3 years from now, 22, 23, 24, 25, 4 years from now, they'll be in the SEC along with Oklahoma. Now, the question is, could they get in earlier? Catch said, Bill, maybe, but here's the problem. They don't want to rush it, come in with a limping football program, come in here. He said a terrible idea is that second game or whenever when they play Alabama this year coming up. He says that is not where that needs to be. We don't need that on the schedule right now. Yeah, you folks, sometimes I'll have people on you go, oh, yeah, the guy's just a big shill, man. Get that all the time. Catch just said, I don't think Texas wants to or needs to rush into the SEC until they get football right. Now, if they don't have it right by 25, then it won't matter. They're coming anyways. It'll just be awkward. But he's saying the goal is to get this thing back to where it's competitive on a high level to where when they enter the SEC, it's smoother. Well, we'll see. And there's really no talk that I know of about speeding it up. At least from what I've heard. It could be going on behind the scenes for sure. Maybe something comes out of the Big 12. Or what if there's some top secret news about the SEC and Oklahoma, Texas? We already know they're coming. That gets released again this year at the SEC Media Days. It's in Atlanta at the Omni, the College Football Hall of Fame this year. What if that's the deal? Yeah, what if there's some secret news out there that, again, doesn't get leaked, and they spring it on us at the meetings about early entry? It won't be, I would say, the earliest. I'd be shocked if this time next year they're coming in the league in 23. 24, I don't think would be all that shocking. 25, they're in no matter what. Basketball at Texas, not what it needs to be. Baseball just got eliminated, but getting to the World Series is good. So I'm not going to critique them there. The Aggies just eliminated them on Sunday. Aggies took them out, baby. Rob, I saw this. I don't know much about this guy. Ohio State just hired Coach Bill Masiello as the head baseball coach. A couple of days ago, right? He's coached all over, including Tennessee recently, and various other SEC schools. Do you know anything about him? Can he fix Ohio State? He was at TCU, right? So was he over at TCU with Jim Schlossnagle before Schleiss took the A&M job this year? I don't know his background. I read a little bit about it, yes. But I don't know much more about it. Apparently this guy's got a good resume, though. I would like to turn on the TV in the spring, find an Ohio State baseball game, and actually say, okay, I want to watch this. I don't know that I've ever had that feeling. I'd like to have that feeling. I'm open-minded to it. Also, this has been floating around. It's a tweet on Father's Day. The fathers of college football. Georgia Dog says, Bill, look at this. Pretty funny. And it has father and then it has son. You ready? Now, some of you are not going to like this. It's kind of a little brother thing. Clemson, the father, the son, USC, meaning Gamecocks. Not the prophylactic posse, no. Father, Georgia. Son, rest of the SEC East. That's true. Might not like it. This one, if you're a Hook'em fan, you are not going to like. And it's not what you think. It's not OU, and it's not A&M. It's Kansas, the father, the son, Texas. Wow. Now, that one's funny. Yeah, that one's really funny. Uh-oh. You're not going to like this one, y'all. Michigan's rushing offense, the father, the son, Ohio State's defense. Brutal. That's brutal. Here's one. Lane Kiffin, father, Tennessee, son. Kiffin has been ball-busting the Vols. Whether it's the elimination by Notre Dame, whether it's having fun with Peyton Manning on Twitter. They say that those broadcasts with Peyton and Eli from Monday Night Football are really good. I haven't watched them, but I hear that it's nothing but 3 hours of ball busting. Them ball busting each other, which is funny because I'm not going to be interested in the game much if I watch some of it. But the ball busting would be funny. Lane Kiffin ball busting Tennessee, the father and the son. Here's the last one. And this is the fathers of college football, a list, fathers and a list of sons. And the last one is father, NIL money, son, NCAA recruiting. How about NCAA enforcement? That's pretty good. Kirkland down in Georgia. Bill, regarding Georgia basketball, where's Jimmy Herrick when we need him? They've had their moments. I remember, folks, vividly the 83 Georgia team that got to the Final Four. Hugh Durham. I remember that team. So I've seen Georgia on the rare occasion that they either give a rip or are any good in basketball. I've seen it. It just never lasts. It never sustains. Tom in Myrtle Beach. Bill, Ohio State comes to Myrtle Beach to play baseball every other year, plays in a 4-team tournament at Coastal Carolina. The year Coastal Carolina won the Natty, Ohio State beat them 2 out of 3 in March. My daughter and I went to all 3 games. Only notable thing Ohio State baseball has done in quite a while. So they beat the team in March that won the Natty that year. Remember, Coastal Carolina has a Natty, and it's a recent Natty in baseball. That could never happen in football. But I like it. I like it. I like the fact that they could do that. Here's what we'll do. Let's take a break. Balls are still coming up in about 25 minutes. Omni Nashville Hotel.
Good morning. Still a little bit of traffic volume from time to time here on 65 South at Trinity Lane. Still looks good coming through Mount Juliet right now on I-40 as you make your way into Hermitage. Still some radar out here, especially parts of Rutherford County. I guess it may be left over from Bonnaroo from the weekend. Hey, Gatlinburg Wine Cellar, they're home of the world-famous cotton candy wine. Yes, they have other flavors. Check out that birthday cake wine. It's awesome. Log on today, GatlinburgWineCellar.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Hayes Nissan of Rivergate is not the only choice when it comes to buying, selling, or trading your vehicle, but it is the best choice. Located at 1550 Gallatin Pike North in Madison, Hayes Nissan of Rivergate has been serving the Middle Tennessee community for over 3 decades. That gives you confidence that Hayes Nissan of Rivergate can find the perfect vehicle for your lifestyle and your budget. And their friendly and knowledgeable staff will make sure you are in the right hands. If you're feeling rugged, check out their brand new Titans. Or you might be feeling sporty and want to check out the all-new Maximus. And don't forget about their award-winning parts, service, and body shop. They have everything you need to get you back on the road. Go visit them on the web at nissanofrivergate.com, where they are open 24/7 or in person at 1550 Gallatin Pike North in Madison. Or if you want to give them a call, it's easy at 615-865-7220. Again, that number is 615-865-7220. That's Hayes Nissan of Rivergate, where your dollar always goes farther.
Hey, Braves fan, it's time for baseball, and that means it's time to cheer on the World Series defending champions, the Atlanta Braves, in the 2022 season. Attorney Klein Preston of the Klein Preston Law Group wants you to join him in cheering on the World Series defending champions, the Atlanta Braves, for the start of the 2022 season. Here's to another amazing season for Braves country here on your home for the Atlanta Braves. Nashville Sports Radio.
Lieutenant, can you tell us what happened today?
Our officers responded to a crash on I-40 westbound this morning. The driver of a pickup truck lost control of the vehicle, veered left, and went into a ditch.
911, what's your emergency?
We've been in a crash. Please send someone. My fiancé is hurt.
A front seat passenger was wearing a seatbelt. She survived without injury. The driver was not wearing a seatbelt and was ejected from the truck. He died at the scene.
Law enforcement writes tickets to save lives. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office.
Five-state forecast.
Your exclusive Nashville Sports Radio WNSR Sky Scan forecast. For this morning, sunny, high near 94. Mostly clear tonight, low around 67. Sunny and hot tomorrow, high near 98. Clear tomorrow night, low around 73. Utilizing the resources of the WeatherBug Network on Nashville Sports Radio, I'm WNSR's Chris Stone.
Sports Radio WNSR.
Got biscuits? Kitchen Notes at the Omni Nashville Hotel does, and Bill King loves them all.
Story: ESPN's computer predicts the 4 college football playoff teams. Yeah, the computer, the ESPN computer, has a prediction. And it has been released. They've got number 1 seed, Ohio State. Number 2, Alabama. 3, Georgia. Clemson, 4. ESPN's computer model is predicting a big bounce back for Clemson, who struggled in 21. They've got, if this is correct, Georgia and Alabama playing in the semis. Ohio State would get Clemson in the semi, the other one, and then the winners would match up. They do not have the computer. The ESPN computer does not have Alabama number 1. Now, weeks ago we were talking with Brad about it, and Alabama is considered the biggest favorite, the most overwhelming favorite to win the Natty, at least within the last 20 years. If you just take the last 20 years. There's only one team that comes close, and I believe that was 04 Southern Cal. And that would not supplant Alabama. Over the last 20-plus years, let's say from 2000 to now, Alabama is the biggest favorite, easily to win it all. Now, this computer model here doesn't say they won't win it, but it doesn't have them the 1 seed. It's got the Buckeyes 1, Alabama 2, Georgia 3, Clemson is number 4. The ESPN computer has spit out the info, y'all, and there it is. I don't get all upset about stuff like that. I mean, Buckeyes are going to be good. Now, what does that mean? What do you think that means? Does that mean that the computer thinks somewhere along the way Alabama's going to lose a game? Isn't that what that means? Now, it won't matter. They get in. If you get in, who cares, right? But That's what I would assume that means, and I think that assumes that the Buckeyes probably go undefeated. Would Ohio State be ranked ahead of Alabama if they were both unbeaten? I mean, you wouldn't think so, but I guess it's possible. I don't think so, though. Let's say Ohio State is just crushing everybody, though. They're more impressive. Maybe so. Tom in Myrtle Beach. Bill. ESPN and that team up north still suck. I love the Buckeyes, but who really wants to see Bama, Georgia, Ohio State, Clemson again in the playoffs? Well, but look, the chalk is permanent. It may not be the same four, but the couple of the same teams probably every year. The chalk is getting chalkier as we sit here through the years. It's not getting more parity-laden. Not at all. It still makes me giggle when people think that Omaha is a good reason to expand college football's playoffs because anything can happen. That is not true. That is not accurate. Coastal Carolina, which has a good football program, yes, is not going to get into the tournament someday, the college football expanded playoffs, and run through Ohio State, Georgia, Clemson, and I'm just throwing names out, Alabama. That is not happening. What you saw a couple of years ago in baseball, is not what you would see now, next year, 5 years from now in college football. Now, that's a good team. Maybe they knock one of them off. They would not be able to survive through the gauntlet, though. I'm not saying an upset couldn't happen. A rare upset somewhere, maybe. But to keep playing that level of competition and survive all the way to a championship, I think is virtually impossible. It's not the same. It's not close to being the same as Omaha. But for whatever reason, people think that's the case. And they are going to expand. Yeah, don't worry about that part of it. At some point, they will either expand or we're going to have, if they don't expand, which, again, they will. But if they don't, you are going to see an implosion. You're going to see a polarized landscape, and you're going to see places like the SEC take their little red wagon and their kickball, and they're going to go to their own field and play only each other. I don't think it gets to that. I'd be shocked if it gets to that. But you want to see the sport implode. No, the money won't go away. The money will be there. It won't be the money. It'll just be, hey, we don't like you anymore. We're not doing business with you anymore. We're going to go do our own thing. That's what would cause a college football implosion. That right there. That's what would do it. Bowls of Steel in about 13, 14 minutes. We're almost there, y'all, on a Monday. You can either go Bowls of Steel or you could go no Bowls of Steel. Really doesn't matter. Adam, you've got the audio for the top of hour 3, right? The Balls of Steel sounder and all that? All good. Yeah, all good. All right. But hold back. Give me another 10 minutes before you start posting those. We'll take the break. Hope you had a fantastic weekend, a Father's Day weekend. I know a little something about it. With 7 babies, I know a little something about yesterday. I kind of have a PhD in yesterday, if you know what I mean. Omni Nashville Hotel.
Good morning. Still a little bit of traffic volume from time to time here on 65 South at Trinity Lane. Still looks good coming through Mount Juliet right now on I-40 as you make your way into Hermitage. Still some radar out here, especially parts of Rutherford County. I guess it may be left over from Bonnaroo from the weekend. Hey, Gatlinburg Wine Cellar, they're home of the world-famous cotton candy wine. Yes, they have other flavors. Check out that birthday cake wine. It's awesome. Log on today, GatlinburgWineCellar.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Award-winning Davidson Reserve Whiskey is the truest expression of what originally inspired Pennington Distilling Company, based in Nashville, to open a distillery in 2011. It's a reflection of Tennessee heritage that connects Tennessee to a long and storied history of distilling alcohol. Each expression is mashed, distilled, aged, and bottled right on site. Davidson Reserve takes pride in our craft, and we are honored to share it with you. Pick up a bottle of one of our award-winning Davidson Reserve whiskeys from your local retailer today. Award-winning Davidson Reserve Tennessee Whiskey is one of the world's first chances to experience and taste a small batch craft Tennessee whiskey. Taste this locally distilled, aged, and bottled spirit today. Award-winning Davidson Reserve Tennessee Whiskey.
Hello, this is Greg Pogue. The first time I met Tim Leeper, owner of Tim Leeper Roofing, I didn't know I needed a roof on my home, but I recalled meeting Tim as a huge supporter of Hope Hines' annual charity golf tournament, and upon further research at timleeperroofing.com, that his long-based mid-state company was a former recipient of Roofing Contractor of the Year in Tennessee. Now in these trying times, we all should seek a comfort level personally and professionally. So if you have roofing issues, either residential or commercial, I recommend Tim Leeper Roofing. Please give them a visit at timleeperroofing.com.
Dry rub wings are back at Slim Chickens. Fresh, fried, and full of flavor. Like smooth and kickin' cayenne ranch, zesty lemon pepper, or turn it up with new spicy Nashville hot. Try them today with a meal or feed your hungry crowd. But hurry, they're only back for a limited time. At Slim's, bold flavor is what we do. Download the Slim Chickens app to order and earn rewards.
Jim Rome is here weekdays 11 to 2 on Nashville Sports Radio, WNSR.
The SEC is for closers, and there's only one way to survive in the SEC, ABC. A always, B, B, C, closing, always be closing.
A, B, C. A always, B, B, C, closing. Always be closing.
Jim Rome, 11 to 2 on Nashville's original sports radio, WNSR.
Music City Todd approved. The Bill King Show.
Bill. They want to expand to make more money, and it's the only way to get teams other than the usual suspects in. Yeah, it's set up that way. It's set up that way. It's always going to be a money grab. And we talked about this back in 2013 when 2014 was going to be the first year of the playoffs. Once you change your format, the way college football did, I told you this a long time ago. Once you change your format, the only conversation that you're going to have is how many more. That's the only conversation you have. There's nothing else to talk about regarding the playoffs other than how many more and how much more money. That is forever the conversation. I didn't like it then. I don't like it now, but that's the reality, and it's not going to change back. The genie ain't jumping back in. You ever tried to take toothpaste that got out of the tube and put it back in? Doesn't work real well, does it? I've never tried it. I just end up wiping the toothpaste that got out up and putting it in the trash, right? Can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. You just can't. And you can't make the genie jump back in the bottle. A lot more money, and teams that heretofore probably would not get in will have a chance to get in. I'm all right with that. I mean, if that's where they're going, I don't like it per se, but you know what? That's where we're going. Let's go. I mean, if that's the future, let's go. We got to get everybody together on this, and that's that is definitely not the case right now. Email from Jim in Roanoke, Virginia. Bill, what teams do you think would have a chance to get in that would not get in when we have 12? When it expands, if it expands to 12. Well, another SEC team. It could be Alabama, Georgia, and then maybe a third SEC team some years. What if it was 3 or 4? Depends on how everybody's ranked. Now, you may say, Bill, that's going to be tough to do because the SEC is going to beat each other up. Might be right. But you're going to get 2 in at least every year from the SEC. Big Ten will have a chance to get more than 1 in, which to date they have not even come close. Nobody else has even come close. ACC doesn't really. The Florida States, the Miamis, somebody's going to have to pick it up for them to get more than 1 team in, other than Clemson. Somebody's going to have to really pick it up. This last year, you had Pitt and Wake Forest in the ACC championship game. What about some of those teams like, well, Cincinnati's already gotten in, but a UCF or a BYU that's going to be joining the Big 12? Team like that. You could have that. What about a Utah? The future out west looks like it's the Trojans to take. We'll see how that plays out, but it looks like the Trojans might be poised to go back and reclaim what's theirs, which is ownership of the West. There's a chance for that to happen right now. If that indeed does happen, and I'm not going to be bold enough to guarantee it, but if it does happen, who else? Would it be a Utah? Would it be an Oregon? Would it have been who else? Who else out there? Could it be a Boise State? There'll be teams like that occasionally get in. Yes. Yes, they will. It's going to be fun because all of that also is new territory for us. It's all brand new territory for us. I just checked again. And even though they do show the futures here on the financial channel I've got it on, there's no market today. Juneteenth, I believe this is the first year of observation when it comes to having an off day, the market. Market resumes tomorrow. But I'm sitting here with one of the channels on, and they're not saying much about it. But I just looked it up again. Juneteenth is now an observed market holiday. And I think, and you guys can correct me, I think this is year number 1. Bowls of Steel coming up. If you want to go ahead now, you can do it. Post your nominations for Balls of Steel, and we will get to those in hour number 3. Adam is the man in the booth keeping us afloat today. Patton's been away, been on vacation, been traveling some last several days. Tomorrow we'll have some guesting. Buck will be back with us, and Griff checks in, and Gator Dave will be back. Gator Dave was on vacation last week. Kevin Hagan was on vacation last week. We'll have Kevin back on Friday to talk Alabama. I'm sure Alabama football is surviving. I'm sure they'll be okay. All right, coming right back. Omni Nashville Hotel.
News, I'm Faith Abube. COVID vaccines for the youngest Americans. The CDC and the FDA have now approved the shots for children 6 months and up. ABC's Andrew Denberg.
The shots come as a relief to parents who have felt the need to isolate their unvaccinated children.
We have a 4-year-old son, and we've been living quite a sheltered life over the last 2 years.
But many parents are in no rush to get their kids the shot. An April survey found that fewer than 1 in 5 parents said they are eager to vaccinate their child as soon as the shot became available.
We don't feel confident enough at this point to make that decision.
And many parents of children who have recently had COVID are wondering if it's even worth getting the shot.
Another weekend of flight delays and cancellations for summer travelers. A mass shooting in Harlem in New York City over the weekend left 1 person dead and 9 others wounded. In Washington, D.C., a 15-year-old was killed and 3 others were injured, including a police officer, when gunfire broke out at an unregistered street fair. This is ABC News.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
My sweet cheeks feeling squeaky clean. When Charmin's rolling behind the scenes, Charmin TP gives me those cheeky clean feels. That ultra strong hype is all for reals. Those TP rolls got me a Charmin clean took-it. Cheek to cheek feeling oh so shook-it.
Charmin Ultra Strong just cleans better. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
Parents, it's time to cross off life insurance from your to-do list. With Fabric, protecting your family with great term life insurance is easy, fast, all online, and affordable. Fabric's policies start at less than $1 a day. You could be approved on the spot with no health exam and no risk. Cancel anytime. Stop putting it off. Apply today at meetfabric.com/future. That's MEET fabric.com/future. Fabric Insurance Agency policies issued by Ventus Life. Not available in New York and Montana. Prices subject to underwriting and health questions.
Have you wanted to speak a new language but thought it'd be too difficult or take too much time? Then try Babbel. Whether you want to learn Spanish for future travel plans, French to connect with extended family, or maybe German to land a new job, Babbel works because it's built around real life. It teaches you everyday practical conversations that you'll actually use. All you need is 15 minutes a day, and you'll be on your way to confidently speaking a new language in just a few weeks. Babbel is designed by real language experts using a modern, conversation-based technique that makes learning fun, engaging, and best of all, memorable. It starts by teaching you words and phrases. Then sentences gradually get more complex. Soon you're practicing short conversations about real-life topics. And with 14 languages to choose from and lesson topics like travel, business, relationships, and more, you'll be sure to learn what matters most to you. Babbel, language for life. Learn a new language with ease. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
Hey man, love that car. I've never seen one like it.
It's a limited edition. They only made 20 of these babies.
And your shoes are crazy cool.
Yeah, they're a limited edition. Only 3 in existence.
And is that the new Jumbo Bucks instant game from the Tennessee Lottery?
Yeah, it's a limited edition too.
Have you ever played one?
How do you think I got the car and the shoes?
Play the new Jumbo Bucks limited edition instant game from the Tennessee Lottery for chances to win up to $300,000. But hurry, these tickets won't be around long. The Tennessee Lottery, game-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
Hey, you can't bring new hot instant games from the Tennessee Lottery into work.
Why? They got smoking hot top prizes. Hey, look, I won!
Oh, what have you done?
Huh, guess they were hotter than I thought.
Heat up your wallet with all new hot instant games from the Tennessee Lottery, and you can win scorching hot top prizes up to $500,000. Only from the Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun.
Please play responsibly.
From the Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studio, it's the Bill King Show.
He was like a god walking amongst mere mortals.
Go get it, dog.
I'm a man! He had a voice that could make a wolverine purr.
Heidi is sitting on a firecracker.
And suits so fine, they made Sinatra look like a hobo.
It's a fantastic day for the United States of America.
It's the Bill King Show.
Red 7! I don't know what Red 7 means.
Brought to you by Omni Nashville Hotel, 5th Avenue, downtown.
Hot rock! That's what we call a sack lunch!
I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you.
right, let's go. Nominations. Balls of Steel this hour. Tom just wants to kill off the show with this one. Balls of Steel. Adam would know this one. Adam's a golfer. Balls of Steel, the 20-year-old amateur Matt Fitzpatrick winning the U.S. Open. Sorry, Bill. I know golf news is not part of the show. It gets on the air. Adam, that'd be a Balls of Steel.
I'm a fan and I'm a woman. Doesn't have the balls, no balls at all. Is she right?
Bill's Balls of Steel.
All right. Now, that's the intro. You've got the others that either say Balls of Steel or no Balls of Steel on there. You see the one that just says Balls of Steel? That was the intro. Bama Mark. Hope you had a great Father's Day, Bill. No balls at all. So this will be a no balls. For ESPN posting this graphic on Saturday, putting Arkansas in a losing bracket, showing they lost on Saturday. I don't know. You could probably say the same thing about Ole Miss. You could probably say the same thing about Oklahoma. I don't know anybody's playing better than Arkansas right now. You could debate that. But Bama Mark says they even got the scores wrong. So, Adam, that would be a no Balls of Steel.
No balls of steel.
There you go. We like the female touch of that, too. Jeff, 2. Balls of Steel to the Aggies, knocking out national title favorite Texas in the College World Series. So, first of all, to the Aggies, to Jim Bowles' team. Balls of Steel, Adam.
Beatles Balls of Steel.
That's, man, our guy moved to Kentucky. We don't hear from him much anymore. Slava. It's been a while since we've heard from him. Also, Jeff, too, says Balls of Steel and congrats to Miss Angelic Tone's team, a.k.a. Ole Miss Evie, winning their first College World Series first-round game since 1956. They are playing really well right now. So, Adam, another Balls of Steel.
Bill's Balls of Steel.
Pretty good. Adam, were you watching the U.S. Open when that kid won it? 20
yeah, of
year
course. I think I might have heard you say he was an amateur. He's not an amateur.
He's not an amateur.
No. He's been on tour for like 8 to 10 years.
And he's 20?
No, he's not 20. He looks like he's 20. He's not. I don't know how. I'll Google it, but he's probably like 26 or 28.
Okay. So was that a shock that he won it, though?
Kind of. He's won 7 European Tour events. He's never won in the United States. But his stats were number one on tour. He was literally leading the tour in every stat that matters, like putting, strokes gained approach. Like everybody was kind of picking him to win because his stats were trending in such the right direction.
Wow. I guess his life just changed forever, huh?
$3.15 million for first place.
Wow.
It's the highest payday from a major year to date.
Yeah, that guy looks. If he walked in and said, "I'm 18," you'd say that's about right.
Yeah, he definitely gets carded for sure.
He can afford some pappies now, right? No problem.
Yeah, I think he'll be okay. He's from England.
Oh. Pac-12 Dave, down on the Emerald Coast. No Balls of Steel to the NCAA. The Pac-12 doesn't want or need your damn expansion to gain play in the playoffs. So he says, Adam, no Balls of Steel to the NCAA.
No balls of steel.
And Matthew Fitzpatrick is 27.
Okay. Man, see, when I thought, here's what got me, Adam. When I thought he was 20 just 2 minutes ago before you told me, and then you said he'd been out there 8 years, I'm saying, now, wait a minute. If there was a 12-year, I would have heard about this. If there's a kid 12 years old on the tour, I'd know about it.
Yeah, definitely. He'd be anointed the next Tiger Woods.
Yeah, I may not watch it, but I would have heard about it for sure.
Yeah, he did something kind of cool. He won the 2013 U.S. Amateur at the same course that he won the U.S. Open at on Sunday, and the only other golfer to win the U.S. Amateur and the U.S. Open at the same course is Jack Nicklaus.
Wow. Humble Seeker, who is down on the beautiful Emerald Coast. No balls of steel, Adam, to Patton for going on vacation and robbing us of Billy Jack and Rush Probst. So to Patton, who's probably on a beach somewhere right now, no balls of steel.
Doesn't have the ball, no balls at all.
Oh, man. How about for all of you who do not like Tony Vols and you were pulling for the Irish, balls of steel to the Fighting Irish baseball team. Now, they lost yesterday, so they don't need another one. But for getting this far, it's a good team. So I don't want to make it sound shocking, but the job that Link Jarrett has done, maybe he takes the Florida State job. We don't know. Don't know that yet. But the job he's done getting there to date, he is the other team that beat Texas, besides the Aggies, eliminating them. Balls of steel, Adam, to the Notre Dame baseball program.
Bill's balls of steel.
No balls of steel to the stock market not being around today in observance of the holiday. Now, I don't have a problem with the holiday, but I do not like any date where they don't have the stock market, which is about 5 or 6 a year. I hate those days. I hate all of them. So, Adam, for that, no balls of steel.
Can we get some balls around here?
Yeah, I don't like it. I know. They're not. Maybe they're saving people from getting killed in the stock market today. You can make that claim. Probably be accurate. I don't know who's playing better, but you could debate between Ole Miss, Arkansas, and Ole Miss, Arkansas play this evening, and OU, Boomer Sooner, is your champion. Are we starting to whittle it down and say the champion's going to come from one of those three? Of the 8, and a few have been eliminated, the champion is going to come from one of those three. Is it fair to go there right now? Would you do that? Now, out of that group, the shocking one would be probably Ole Miss. At least the way they opened up. Weren't they ranked number 1 in at least temporarily this year? Sometime early, I believe they were. They did not live up to that, but then got hot late, which is the whole point, right? When you get hot. Tennessee fans got really mad at me during the season. Tennessee's running through everybody. And I believe, no, I was not. I thought this team could go to Omaha and win it. But I kept reminding everybody, it's hard to stay this ridiculously on fire like the Vols were. Folks, you know what their record is with that last loss? 57-9, I believe. That is from another planet, that number. 57-9. And I kept saying, look, I'm watching and I'm believing, I'm seeing it, I'm watching it, but it's hard to maintain this. And I don't want to take anything from Notre Dame. Notre Dame had to go in there and win in Game 3. And did. But they kept saying, Bill, that sounds like Vandy right there. I can't maintain. Sure, we can maintain. Well, maybe you can, but it's tough. It's very difficult to play like they were playing and continue on. And also, when you get in a situation where things aren't going so well and you realize that there is no tomorrow if you don't figure this out, that's a tough spot. That team, I haven't seen a baseball team, college baseball team, and again, I do not have college football history like, or college baseball history like I do football. So maybe there's been a bunch of teams. I haven't seen a more free-swinging, up and down the lineup baseball team than that Tennessee team. Just free-swinging, happy, no pressure. Where you get to Notre Dame, the Notre Dame game. And now they've hit a couple of home runs, and they've tied it at 3. You leave your pitcher in a little too long, and they hit some more dingers, and now they're up 4, they're up 3, they're up 4. Now you got to do it or you're going home. And you're already home, but the season's over. That's hard. I don't care what you've done to date. That is very difficult. We see it in basketball a lot, too. Team has a fantastic regular season, plays well the whole time, very few, if any, blemishes, gets to the tournament, one and done, or a possibility of one and done, and they hit somebody who's really red hot, and they go home. after having a much better season to date than the other team that just eliminated them. That's the way that works. I was hoping that Tony Vols would be part of these broadcasts, whether it's from some centralized location or on site. Tony Vols apparently is not interested. I don't know if they called him or not, but he's not. He ain't sitting around watching. Apparently he's been on the road, chasing down Tommy Tanks and Paul Skeens and those guys. Maui Ahuna, who's going to be there. He's already committed to them out of Hawaii, but he played at Kansas. That's what he's doing right now. He's chasing baseball's Johnny whatever star in the portal. Let me also post some. I was thinking about this. Now, first of all, Adam, one more nomination before the break. Balls of Steel to Tommy Tanks. Most people think he's going to stay in Florida. Maybe he does. He's from there, wants to get closer to home. He's from St. Pete. Broke the freshman record. That's not new news. In the history of the NCAA, freshman home runs hit 27 as a true freshman. So, Adam, Balls of Steel to former NC State freshman Tommy Tanks.
Bill's Balls of Steel.
We talk about football. And we talk about the freebie transfer. We talk about the portal. We talk about people getting poached. You don't think people were contacting Tommy Tanks? Let's say the last 6 weeks or more. Hey, we got money. We'll take care of you. You don't think that's going down? The transfer portal will be really big in baseball, too. Huge. And it's probably going on a lot more than you and I think because we don't talk about it. We only talk about football. I bet you it's a big thing in baseball. Omni Nashville Hotel.
Good morning. Interstate traffic's moving right now on 65 coming down through Robertson County now. They're trying to clean up this wreck over here on 440 westbound. It's going to be just past Nolensville Pike. Again, that's 440 westbound. Trying to get past Nolensville Pike from that earlier crash. 65 actually just now starting to get a little bit sluggish. Southbound 65 here at Trinity Lane. Ripley's has a great summer camp experience for the kids coming up. Check it out at Ripley's Aquarium of the Smokies.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Hey guys, it's Zach from the Afternoon Stretch. One of the things I love about betting my favorite sports is that I'm always finding new player props or game props that I like. And what's cool about FanDuel Sportsbook is you can combine prop bets from multiple games and now even multiple sports. It's called Same Game Parlay Plus, and you can only find them on FanDuel. Combine your favorite baseball home run hitters for a chance to score an even bigger payout. If you don't want to build your own Same Game Parlay, check out their popular Same Game Parlay section where you can join the bets other users are jumping on. And if you're new to FanDuel, sign up with promo code TAS to get your first bet risk-free up to $1,000. Make every moment more and download the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Just use promo code TAS so they know that we sent you. 21 up and present in Tennessee. First online real money wager only. Refund issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call TN Redline 1-800-889-9789.
And now it's Geico's Motorcycle Rules of the Road. Avoid biking in the rain and never touch another person's bike.
Hey guys, look at these bikes. So shiny. Whoops. I'm gonna leave a note. Oh gosh, there's more.
And the rule to saving on motorcycle insurance is, in 15 minutes, Geico could save you 15% or more.
It's the Bill King Show.
Whoever gets hired at any school, the fan base is immediately hypnotized. Once that guy stands at the podium and he says, "Go team," and here's the way it's going to be, and I'm a winner, the fans automatically just melt. They could hire a guy you've never heard of from a different planet, and once that guy's done at the podium, you'd say, there it is. Happens every time.
Weekday mornings beginning at 6 on Sports Radio 560 on 95.9 FM.
Five-state forecast.
Your exclusive Nashville Sports Radio WNSR Skyscan forecast. For this morning, sunny, high near 94. Mostly clear tonight, low around 67. Sunny and hot tomorrow, high near 98. Clear tomorrow night, low around 73. Utilizing the resources of the Weatherbug Network on Nashville Sports Radio, I'm WNSR's Chris Stone.
Sports Radio WNSR.
Get closer to Bill King, 615-844-5600.
Article in The Athletic. I'll just read you the headlines. I won't get into the substance of it. The headlines tell you all you need to know. Says, what's better than SEC football? SEC baseball is. Commissioner Greg Sankey visited Omaha this weekend to revel in the league's dominance and to get a look at its future, obviously with Texas and Oklahoma out there. We've asked the question, what's the SEC going to look like in 5 years in baseball with OU and Texas in, and what their programs are doing right now? Now, you may say, yeah, Bill, but 5 years from now, how do you know how good all these various teams are going to be? You don't. You know. You have to go with the premise that the way it looks right now will continue to be the way it looks, and then you're adding two more. But you don't know that. Could some of the teams fall back? I mean, LSU's falling back. Mississippi State had a huge fall after a national championship. They're not right. Georgia ought to be better than they are. Now, they had a pretty good year, but they ought to be better than they are. Vanderbilt is probably the best, most consistent program. This year they weren't as good as they needed to be. Tennessee is up, for sure. Kentucky is a solid, good program. Obviously, Arkansas speaks for itself. They may win a natty. Ole Miss might win a natty coming up here. A&M might win a natty. But if you take into consideration today and you apply it to 5 years from now, SEC baseball is going to be nasty. That's the sport where Sankey should have said, you know what, we may just play it off right inside the league. Well, you're already doing Hoover. Yeah, you kind of already do that, right? But, yeah, SEC baseball is deeper. I know it's not near the popularity level. I know that part. But it's deeper than football is. Now, do you have an Alabama? You have an Alabama equivalent in baseball in the SEC? No, you don't. The closest you would probably have is Vanderbilt. I know that sounds weird, but Vanderbilt baseball would be about as close as you can get. Is it harder? Now, here's a question. Is it harder to win a national championship in baseball than it is in college football? My hunch would be yes, but if that's the case, how did Coastal Carolina do it? Everybody's going to tell you it's harder to win a national championship in baseball. You play a lot of games. You get to Omaha. You can run low on pitching. You could run into just a bad day. A lot of things that can happen to you, right? Now, you got to lose a couple times, but still. But if it's so clear that it's tougher to win all the way to the end in Omaha than it is in football, how did Coastal Carolina do it? Coastal Carolina could not do that in our football format. It could not happen. So I don't know. I think that's a better debate than people think it is. Adam, who'd you say we have here? Armageddon has dialed us up. Armageddon, tell everybody, had a wreck, but he's okay. He's okay. His car, I don't think's okay, but he's okay.
Greetings, Bill.
Tell everybody what happened.
Well, some girl from New York without insurance makes a stupid decision at the intersection of right there where you get on 440 coming off I-24 coming towards town.
Yeah.
And, no, my car's not pretty, Bill, but I was not hurt, so thank God for that. But
was it heavy traffic?
No, it was about 11 o'clock last Tuesday night.
And
so,
how fast was she going? Or y'all going?
Well, she was actually pulled. I never knew this, Bill, but there is quite a large open area there between 24 and 440, the 440 ramp that's just, pavement. And she was sitting there with a flat tire. And she makes a brilliant decision with a flat tire to try to pull out into the right lane of traffic on I-24. Kind of pulls right into my pathway.
No insurance.
No insurance.
Isn't that illegal?
I would think so, but I don't know if Mickey Metro gave her a ticket or not, Bill. My car had to be towed away, and I ended up riding home with the backup guy. When there's a traffic stop, they always have a backup cop that stops. The backup guy, Mickey Metro, took me home. So, not good enough for business, Bill.
Dang. I didn't think you were allowed to be out there legally without. I think that's illegal. Wow.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I think probably what happened, Bill, is maybe she let it lapse as far as her renewal. And that's actually happened to me before, and they give you 30 days to, take care of it. But I'm guessing surely maybe that's what happened. But anyway. But I wanted to talk a little about Omaha, Bill. The Sooners are hot, and here they weren't even a top 16 seed. It's been interesting, Bill. I think the closest game so far has been separated by 4 runs. It hadn't really been that competitive, but the Sooners are hot. Obviously, the winner of Ole Miss and Arkansas today is going to be sitting in a pretty good position. I think if you win 3 games, Bill, without losing, you're in the finals. So Oklahoma is 1 game from the finals. I think I'm right when I say that.
Ole Miss is playing outstanding. They were the last team, supposedly, that got in the tournament, the overall tournament. The last team selected by the committee. And here they are with a chance to win an Natty. How about that?
Yeah, it's crazy. Because I really thought Corbs and his boys had probably ended their season when we beat them, in the SEC tournament on that Tuesday in the single elimination. But Mike Bianco, I heard, rumors that they were going to fire him, and I figured maybe they would give him his pink slip if they didn't make the tournament. So I'd say Mr. Bianco saved his job, Bill.
Oh, he's safe now. Yeah, he's safe now. But, yeah, I was talking to Evie about it. She said that there were some rumblings when things weren't going well, a while back, that he may not survive. But not the case now.
Bill, as you watch college baseball, I never see Corbs do this, but maybe I just missed it. But Bianco is on the walkie-talkie a lot, and I assume, or a little, handheld, thing, and I assume maybe he's talking to the catcher with the the calls and things like that. But I've never seen Corbs or other coaches do that. Have you?
I haven't noticed, but remember, they went to that new system this year with coaching Coach Brown, and that with the pitchers. And so, but I don't know that I've ever seen Corbs. Maybe I just haven't noticed on a walkie-talkie. I haven't. No.
But, Bill, I'm waiting to hear on the from my insurance adjuster as we speak, so hopefully we'll be back and rolling around the 615 one day here soon.
By the way, Greg Bogue just texted me and said Vandy does use a walkie-talkie. So I just haven't noticed.
I have not either.
All right, man.
Have a great
Appreciate
day,
it.
Bill.
Yep. Yeah, Armageddon, who drives for a living. He's a driver. Picks people up, takes them places for a living. He's independent. Is in a wreck Tuesday night. Now, the good thing is his car is not in good shape, but the good thing is he's healthy. He is not hurt at all. That's the good part. You can replace the car. If you get in a really bad wreck and you get hurt, sometimes that can be very dangerous, to say the least. So happy that the news is at least encouraging from his health standpoint, from that point of view. Hawkeye Jason says that right now he's sitting in the Murfreesboro, the borough, where Snodgrass King is located. Now, they've got about 5 locations, but he's sitting there in the borough with his daughter. I guess she's in there with an appointment. Yeah, that the borough location of Snodgrass King. I don't think I've been to that one. Been to the Cool Springs one. I've been to the Spring Hill. I believe there's one in Hermitage. Haven't been to that one. They say that one's really nice too. The one in the borough. I doubt Jeff in the borough goes. I'm just guessing. Oh, I know we haven't mentioned him much. I got an email from Jeff in the borough last week. I get an email a couple times a week from him still. And let me find it. This was on Friday. Bill, here's his email. 50 years ago today, June 17th, 1972, so Friday, 5 Republicans broke into the Democratic National Committee headquarters at the Watergate Hotel in Washington, D.C. This kicked off a story that was broke by Woodward and Bernstein of the Washington Post. That's the email. That's it. I mean, there's a little bit more there. And I got it. I didn't see it until a little bit later on Friday. But so Jeff in the borough, he's not been getting his emails on the airwaves, and he won't be getting many of them on the airwaves. But I thought that was pretty funny. It was not sports related. It wasn't some kickball tournament he was covering. It wasn't some stats that I hadn't even looked at. It was Watergate, June 17th, 1972. 50-year anniversary, Bill. So I thought, you know what? I'll get that on the air. Yeah, I'll get that on the air. No worries at all. Yeah, tomorrow we will be guesting it up. Tomorrow we will have Gator Dave back. He was on vacation. We'll have Griff with us, and Buck will check in as well. Yeah, the market, they're showing futures. So you can look at the futures and stuff, but the market, there is no market today, market hours today because of the holiday. And the market will start back on Tuesday. I hate those weeks like that. I do. I despise them. I don't like them. I need the market to be ticking. I wish they would make it around the clock. I'd probably never get any sleep, but I would. I wish they would make it around the clock. Adam back now. Adam not long ago was doing pretty good. Well, that was what was that, the spring of 2020. Adam was playing the option markets pretty heavy back then, and actually he did well. Adam was playing the downside, which that was where it was going. It was heavy on the downside. I remember one day Adam called me, said, I just bought, and I don't remember, Adam, if it was Disney or something, but you said, I think I moved the market. It changed right when I bought. Yeah, right when he hit send. He pulled over in his car, hit send, and Adam was like, Tommy Tank's man there for a while. Out there hitting dingers. Now, what happened in that whole market is everybody kept saying how negative it was. It actually completely reversed in about a month's time and stayed green almost, nothing stays green continuously, but it was a heavy upsurge for 18 months at least, which nobody predicted that. Everybody said this thing's going to tank. It's going to continue to tank. I bought into that too. I thought it would. Thought it would tank. And all these kids that became multimillionaires during that time, I'm talking about 21-year-olds, happened a lot, were on the upside of that. Rode the upside all the way up. Now, there's also a lot of people that got wiped out too, but there were quite a few guys that are young and probably not even out of college, maybe not even going to college, and became multi-millionaires during that. Now, did they get drunk with all the money and end up giving it all back? Some of them probably did. Yeah, I'll put $1 million down on this thing. Let's see what happens. If you get hot like that, don't do that. Put that in your pocket, y'all. Don't get all intoxicated with your success, because I'm telling you, the market, or if you're betting, if you're in the betting game, the house will get your money back. Don't do it, y'all. I know that's the temptation. Don't do it. If you get I tell people all the time, if the market gives you a gift, take it. Don't wait for, I'm up times 3. I think it may go up times 15. I'll wait. No, you're going to give it all back. Don't do it. In the crypto market, I've talked to people who said, I'm up 50 times. You're not now. If you look up and you've got cryptocurrency and you're up 20 times, you're up 50 times, and you sit there and don't touch it and don't get it out, you are crazy. There are a lot of people up huge. You've got to put some of that in your pocket. You cannot sit there and say, you know what, it's up 20. I think it's going to go up 200. You're way better off taking the known than betting on the unknown. You're way better off. All right, we'll get another break. Monday edition. Hope you had a fantastic weekend. Omni Nashville Hotel.
Good morning. Looking much better 440 westbound at I-65 where we had that earlier crash. We're still seeing tons of radar out here up 65 through certain parts of Williamson County, coming out of Murray County, and also what appears to be leftovers from Bonnaroo there on I-24 with some radar through Coffee County. Be careful. Hey, Gatlinburg Wine Cellar, they're home of the world-famous cotton candy wine. They have all kinds of other flavors. Check them out at GatlinburgWineCellar.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Six Man Movers here in Nashville is looking for people to join their growing team. They are currently accepting applications for 5 to 10 more members to fill their roster through their website, sixmanmovers.com. Once there, choose resources, then click on We're Hiring. Fill out the form, and a member of their team will be in touch. Experience is preferred, and you must have a valid driver's license. It pays $15 to $21 an hour, depending on your experience. Come join the Six Man Mover crew and get paid to work out. Other great perks include getting paid weekly for your hours, plus tips, flexible scheduling, and much more. You will love being a part of this dynamic roster with Six Man Movers. To apply, just go to sixmanmovers.com, then click on We're Hiring, or give them a call at 615-830-1313 for more information. Again, that number is 615-830-1313. That's Six Man Movers, more than just a Nashville moving company. We exist to help you change your life. Make your next move a win with Six Man Movers.
Lieutenant, can you tell us what happened today?
Our officers responded to a crash on I-40 westbound this morning. The driver of a pickup truck lost control of the vehicle, veered left, and went into a ditch.
911, what's your emergency?
We've been in a crash. Please send someone. My fiancé is hurt.
A front seat passenger was wearing a seatbelt. She survived without injury. The driver was not wearing a seatbelt and was ejected from the truck. He died at the scene.
Law enforcement writes tickets to save lives. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office.
Do you find yourself looking for new and exciting things to do locally with your family during the hot summer months? Thanks to Strike and Spare, you don't have to look any further. Sign up today for Kids Bowl Free. Kids Bowl Free is a summer pass where your kids 15 and under receive 2 free games of bowling every day. You can also purchase a family pass that allows you to join in on the fun. Visit any of the 5 local Strike and Spare locations in Hendersonville, Donaldson, Hermitage, Tusculum, and Murfreesboro, or visit kidsbowlfree.com/Strike and Spare and sign up today. Strike and Spare, where fun is bowling.
The world champs are back. The Braves are out to defend their world championship. And behind Matt Olson, Ronald Acuna, Dansby Swanson, Max Fried, and this loaded 2022 roster, a repeat is within reach.
There goes Ozzie, 2-2 on the way, hit well. Deep center field. Might have ourselves a tie ball game. You betcha.
And we'll bring you every huge moment of the Braves 2022 season right here.
The Braves, live here on Nashville Sports Radio. Bill King doesn't need a countdown clock because he already knows when football season starts.
Adam, one nomination here, and then I'll get the call. John and Madison. Bill, Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys is 80 today. Good vibration. So, Adam, I didn't know that, but we'll acknowledge it. Balls of Steel.
Bill's Balls of Steel.
Yeah, I'm not your birthday guy. Funny thing about Facebook, they've got my birthday wrong on there. And you're not allowed to fix it. So forever I will have the wrong birthday on Facebook, which is totally okay with me. What'll be weird is on the day, and I think they listed it May 5th. On that day, there'll be people, hey, Bill, happy birthday, happy birthday. Bill, happy birthday. What am I supposed to do then? Just be bah humbug? Oh, it's not my birthday. Just be rude? Be mean? Wouldn't do that, no. But they've got it wrong, and apparently you're not allowed to change it for whatever reason. Facebook's so weird, man. Cosby Cattleman is on the line here. Welcome in.
Another Monday, another trip down to Little Harpeth in the Gator because we're going back towards 100, another cattle call, Bill. Did you have a good weekend?
Had a steak and, what did we have? Pasta salad and some lemonade pie. So good.
Yeah, that sounds good. Sounds like you ate a little better than I did. I was going to start there, Bill. I was going to compare notes with you from the weekend, and I had a College World Series thought, but really a football call for you today.
Yes, sir.
Well, I'll just throw my baseball out there first, Bill. You know what this – you hanging in there. I know you're a big college baseball guy. You know what this College Baseball World Series reminds me of, Bill?
What?
Going to see Kiss without the makeup. I saw Kiss play in the early 90s, I guess, over here in Knoxville without the makeup.
Yeah.
It's just not the same. If you can't see Gene Simmons and the platform boots and the spitting blood and the crazy hair and the rhinestones and the leather jackets, it's just not the same thing.
The long snake tongue.
Yeah. The College World Series without Tony Vols is like Kiss without the makeup.
It's like kissing your cousin.
That'd be a tie, Bill. That'd be Johnny and Pat Dye. Hey, Bill, two things for you real quick. I had a chance to get out and have a little Father's Day dinner. Lucky to have my father last night. And guess where I went for dinner, Bill? Over here in Dolly Hale.
Calhoun's.
Pretty close. Puckett's. Little 615 business.
Puckett's got a place up there.
Yeah, you know what, Bill? When I was over there, I used to love going to Leaper's Fork, go over there and hit the Barney 5 car. Remember the Barney 5 car out front? And
still there? Yep.
Quaint little town over there.
Yep.
Bill, a lot of times I'd, Mickey me up a little Dickel 12 and put it in a McDonald's cup, keeping a low profile, that sort of thing. I went into Puckett's over there in Leaper's Fork.
Yeah.
I understand, little quaint little community and all that. I went over there. Food absolutely sucked. I've seen better food at 3 in the morning at one of those broaster chicken places up there in Corbin, Kentucky. But the meal I had last night, I wouldn't give it a 10. There were one or two places I was wanting to go. There was another place across the street that had about 500 cars in the parking lot. But I had a pretty good burger, and my dad said his half slab of ribs were pretty good last night.
Do they pour Dickel at this place?
No, but Puckett's went. I mean, it was awful food. I mean, it looked like the okra was 3 days old over in Leaper's Fork, and I was looking on their website. Now they got about 10 locations. They must have hired somebody that knew what they were doing. Puckett's pretty big now, aren't they?
The guy that owns that, I knew a little bit in high school. He's done well.
Yeah, he must have changed some management and went from awful food to pretty passable food, so I want to give him a little stumble bone there. Okay. Hey, Bill, 2 things for you real quick. I already thrown my baseball thing at you, so I got a little football for you, Bill. I know you're hanging in there with the College World Series. I pretty much turned the page, and I'm sitting here looking at my athlons and my football time in Tennessee.
Yeah.
And get this, Bill. We all know Georgia, Alabama, and Ohio State. Those are NFL teams. So everybody's playing for that 4th playoff spot. And then, of course, I look at who's going to finish second in the East, in the SEC. And athlons and football time are saying Tennessee, second in the East.
I was speculating on that. Now, somebody posted Athlon, so I knew that, but I'm not surprised.
Well, we should be. I mean, a lot of people were saying Heupel was going 2-10 last year. If Heupel didn't get screwed in the Music City Bowl ripoff, a lot of people were saying Heupel was going to be in the top 25 final poll last year. Bill, I didn't even think about that.
Compared to what they were thought to be, I thought they'd win about 4 games. Maybe.
But, Bill, let's go national real quick. Nobody cares about that. Yep. Dabo's replacing both his coordinators. You aware of that?
They're picked. The ESPN computer came out and has Clemson ranked number 4. They have Clemson in the playoffs this year with the changes.
And I guess Dabo's got a lifetime contract for what he's already done, but kind of a pretty big year for Dabo, isn't it? Replacing both coordinators, crap the bed last year. DJ Slick went to DJ Suck last year. And kind of an interesting year for them, isn't it?
Very interesting year for them. Some are predicting they will make it back, though.
Yeah, and one more thing, Bill. If you look at the futures market, you can get about 25-1 on USC with old what's-his-face going out there now, the Oklahoma dude. What's his name again?
Lincoln Riley. Yeah.
Yeah. Me, Peristyle Podcast, my boy Ryan Abraham, Clay Helton. You talk about a guy that was stealing money. They wanted to fire that guy for about 8 years and never did. Where'd Clay Helton wind up? What, did like South Alabama or somewhere?
Yeah. By the way, there's that bird again.
Yeah. But Clay Helton, they wanted to fire him for like 6 years, and they could never get around to it. They'd fire T. Martin 1 year or fire Orgeron or something. They'd fire everybody over there but Clay Helton. And finally got – USC went 4-8 last year, Bill. And we're now supposed to believe that they're going to make the playoff.
I don't know if they're that good.
I mean, what's that mean, going from 4-8 to 10-2, 11? You'd probably go 11-1 to make a 14 playoff. So USC's going to go from 4-8 to 11-1.
Probably not.
Hey, Bill, tell Puckett to help us out on that barbecue a little more. We're getting a little better over here. See.
All right. All right, Cosby, we survived another call. When he calls, you don't know if you're going to survive. You don't. Somehow we survived. Omni Nashville Hotel.
Good morning. Looking much better. 440 westbound at I-65 where we had that earlier crash. We're still seeing tons of radar out here up 65 through certain parts of Williamson County, coming out of Murray County, and also what appears to be leftovers from Bonnaroo there on I-24 with some radar through Coffee County. Be careful. Hey, Gatlinburg Wine Cellar, they're home of the world-famous cotton candy wine. They have all kinds of other flavors. Check them out at GatlinburgWineCellar.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
For almost a decade, the Omni Nashville has taken care of your comfort. Now let them take care of your well-being. For select Friday evenings, the Omni Nashville invites you to experience a 4-hour wellness retreat. Relax, rejuvenate, and reset with a package that is designed for you by trained spa professionals, followed by a relaxing evening in your own private retreat. The Omni Weekend Wellness Package includes an outdoor yoga session for any level, a 60-minute mindfulness coaching session from our trained professionals, a sunset meal, a group share, and the finest accommodations in Music City. There are 3 available sessions, so space is limited. Get locked into wellness by logging on to the Omni Nashville website and register for one of the 3 wellness weekends. Life has a way of keeping you off balance. Let the Omni Nashville Wellness Weekend get you centered. Relax, rejuvenate, and reset with the Omni Nashville Hotel.
Today on Hey Culligan, how smart is your water? Here's Tracy.
Hey Culligan, I think my water might be dumb.
Good news, Tracy. Your water's not dumb. It's just not talking to you.
You can make my water talk.
No, but the new Culligan Smart Drinking Water System can talk to your phone to tell you when your water filters need changing and help you meet drinking water goals.
Now that's some brilliant H2O.
You said it, Tracy, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test with the local Culligan water expert at Culligan.com.
Nashville Sports Radio is hitting the road. Join the Greg Pogue and John Burton Show the first Friday of every month as they broadcast live from Kitchen Notes at the Omni Nashville Hotel. Check out the WNSR calendar for the dates and be there as Nashville Sports Radio hits the road the first Friday of every month. Come be part of the Greg Pogue and John Burton Show live from Kitchen Notes at the Omni Nashville Hotel. The Greg Pogue and John Burton Show live from Kitchen Notes at the Omni Nashville Hotel. On the air and everywhere with Nashville Sports Radio.
Your exclusive Nashville Sports Radio WNSR Skyscan forecast. For this morning, sunny, high near 94. Mostly clear tonight, low around 67. Sunny and hot tomorrow, high near 98. Clear tomorrow night, low around 73. Utilizing the resources of the Weatherbug Network on Nashville Sports Radio, I'm WNSR's Chris Stone.
Sports Radio, WNSR.
Need to know anything about college football? Consult with the Encyclopedia Bill Tanica every morning.
If you're into it, the Manning Passing Academy is this week. It's very famous. It's in Thibodaux, Louisiana. Now, will Arch be there? That's the question. How did Arch's visit, or how has it gone at Texas? That's not anything that's come up yet today. Are you shocked? I know, I get complaints. Bill, I'm a little tired of the Arch Manning thing, Bill. I get that all the time. You guys let me know. I appreciate that. Let me know. Doesn't mean I'm going to do it different, but I appreciate you letting me know. How did his trip? Is he still on it? Is he still in the ATX? Did he get back home? Catch last week was, for the first time, skeptical about the Texas opportunity there, the chance of them getting it. He thinks that right now Georgia is the leader for Arch. That seems to be, I don't know if I want to call it a consensus, but it seems to be floating around that way. And Rusty feels like that is the case. Rusty is fantastic. Rusty Manziel, he is as good as they get. By the way, I was approached. I don't want to mention it yet. But I was approached by somebody about getting a recruiting guy on. Now, the problem is the approach to me was, Bill, I've got a really good SEC recruiting guy. And I didn't really reply, but here's my thinking. That's not good enough because this audience has got a lot of people that also aren't into the SEC. They may know the news, but their team isn't in the SEC. I can't do a recruiting guy weekly, and he doesn't do Ohio State, and he doesn't do Texas, or Oklahoma, or Southern Cal, or Penn State, or Clemson, or Florida State, or Miami, or Michigan. So on and so forth. North Carolina. Pitt. Doesn't do West by God, Virginia. So this guy, and I don't even know who it was. They didn't give me a name. I've been approached a lot the last 2 weeks from people just about various. Hey, Bill, I've got this guy. I've got this. And you know what? Some of these folks might be really good. I'm not being critical. But you have to fit a criteria. I'm not going to come on this show and say, okay, we've added a recruiting guy. He's good. But you have to only talk about the SEC. I'm not doing that. That's not happening. There's too many fans of other schools. And to find a national guy is so hard to do. Most of them are scared. They don't want to do it because they don't know what's coming. There's so many various questions that could come their way, and they're afraid. Jerry Hamilton was never afraid. Well, we lost Jerry forever, but he was never afraid. Jeff, too. Bill, when I hear the town Thibodaux, Louisiana, I can't help but think of the Jerry Reed song, Amos Moses. I remember that song as a kid. Jim up in Ramsey said, what about Rutgers? True. The guy doesn't cover up that way. And that guy is hard to find. I've had my tentacles up for a long time. Now, Mike Farrell is no longer, after 24 years with Rivals. Mike's good. I don't know if he's staying in the game in his current form, though. I might ask him. I don't know if he's doing it, but I might ask him. Mike was with us back in the Rivals radio days. Did a very good job. Spent almost a quarter of a century at Rivals, and that relationship ended here somewhere last few months. I don't remember when it was. But he's out there. I don't know if he wants to get back in. On3 is building their team. Obviously, he got 24/7. I'm not sure what he wants to do. I don't know if he's going to go independent. I don't know if he's getting out. Now, he does tweet a lot. So maybe he's in the game. He's just not affiliated with anybody. I don't know. But that might be one. But, yes, I cannot have a SEC only. That's not happening. That would be a disservice to this audience. That is not. Hey, folks, we're going to limit this to SEC. That would be horrible to do that. And it won't be done. So that's not happening. And the people that approach me are good people. No, very good people. I'm fans of theirs. I've known one of the guys for a long time. They're very, very good. But I can't have an SEC only deal. Yeah, I can't. Not happening. You're probably going to say, well, Bill, that SEC gets most of the play anyways. Well, it does because it's by far the most popular. But along with the Big Ten. But I'm still not going to come on these airways and limit it. I'm just not. At Patton_Cook. Yeah, don't, if you see Adam show up at your scramble, just go ahead and get in your car and go home. Adam's been winning all these scrambles. Yeah, just, if you see Adam, just go to the mall or something. Don't stay out there. You're going to lose. You're playing for second. At Bill is King. No market today, so you can't short my boy. They had a come to Jesus meeting. Did you see that with Twitter? Had a private meeting with him. I think it got kind of nasty, a little contentious there. Yeah, you can't short my boy today. Thank God. Lash Bob.